Hello, everyone. My name is Jerry White, and I'm the founder of Bronson Creative. So over about like the last 10, 15 years, I've made 3 feature films, and now I teach film and media full time. And so hoping to demystify the process of how you make a feature film, how you get it out in the world, and also shining a little bit of light on the reality of the current landscape of film and distribution and how these things kind of get made. So today we're going to be breaking down some of my favorite scenes from my first feature film, The Horror. And so let's get started. That's my dog, Bronson. Bronson was named after Bronson Creative was named after Bronson. So, and then Moondog Media was the second version, or the actual production company that we founded back in 2011, I believe it was. So this first scene, it takes place at a place called Crybaby Bridge in Lima, Ohio, and it was actually not supposed to be the first scene of the film. It was actually, we filmed it kind of for fun, a documentary we were going to try to do on kind of like small towns around the country, and so, but that's Ray McCreamer. He was one of my business partners, and he was the writer of the film. We came up with the story, and then Ray wrote the film. And so this is us out on Crybaby Bridge. These are some of Ray's childhood friends, and we basically just went out and we went to this place called Crybaby Bridge, and they had a whole bunch of mythology and folklore and everything like that. And so it was a lot of fun to go out there and kind of see what it was, and then we kind of chopped it up into this. The film was, like I said, this was never supposed to be the start of the film. We shot this film over the course of about 2.5 years. We went back out to Ohio twice. We went back out to Michigan twice. And so the film was not supposed to happen this way, but the way that we made it, because we were on very, very limited funds, we would go out, we would shoot about 5 or 6 days, we'd come back, we'd edit it, and then we'd start piecing together the story of where things were going and what was working and what wasn't working. We realized early on that Raymond's character, Malcolm, kind of had this infatuation with ghost stories and all these just like little stories that he'd heard from his mother. And so if you've seen the whole film, I won't ruin it, but if you've seen the whole film, then you know that there's a story that comes up multiple times. And so that Isabel tells their therapist that Malcolm, the story from when he was a child. So this was all filmed on a Canon XHA1. It was very low budget. We were just out there, had an onboard mic, had an onboard light, and then we just started kind of joking around. So and playing around with what it was. And so you can see that on the side of the bridge that there are a bunch of sayings and what you're supposed to do and stuff. This sequence is made up of about probably like 20-25 minutes of stuff. There's a cut right there, but it's very well hidden in the darkness, and so it's coming back now. And we were able to hide all those little things as we went throughout the film, especially this part of the film, because it was dark. So I think something to think about when you're making your film is maybe if it's improvised, or maybe if the script's kind of in flux throughout all of these different things, then maybe you can go through and start to try to figure out where you can break those pieces up. My third feature, Seize the Carp, you can check out the trailer, I'll put that below, but that film was completely improvised. So I guess from early back when with The Horror, I was trying to figure out how we could manipulate all of those things and try to find the story inside of some of those little beats. But this was a really, really fun scene. It was also cool to go back, and this was actually filmed probably 4 or 5 years before we ever made the movie. And like I said, we were trying to make a documentary just kind of on small town life, and because Ray and I were both from very small towns. And so, my small town had about 10,000 people in it where I graduated high school. And so I really enjoy those kind of stories that are a little bit more grounded. And when we were trying to get this documentary, we were interviewing high schoolers that were about to graduate. And the film never really happened, but we got some interesting stuff out of there. And I think whenever you're doing a film that maybe doesn't happen, and you have to shut it down, that there's an opportunity to learn something about a future project. And something like this film, The Horror, was very, very much a learning curve. We put this film together. We paid for it out of pocket through Moondog Media. We started a company. We learned a lot, and we had a lot of really incredible people that came out and were part of this. And without them, we wouldn't have been able to make this happen. We had family, friends giving us places to stay and offering free locations, and parents of the cast and crew that were coming out to make food for us and things like that. So this first film that was made when I was, I think I was about 24 years old when it started, and so it's been a long road. So and this was where it kind of all began. So you can check out the whole film. You can buy a DVD. They're available for physical release now. So like I said, after we finished the film, we had a distribution deal that didn't go the way that we wanted to. And so now we're trying something a little bit different. So check out bronsoncreative.us and you can go through there and you can find all three of my films on physical media. And as always, you'll find a QR code on the back that links you to all of these kind of behind the scenes videos that you can check out. So best of luck with your film. If you make one, please share it with me. Share it with everybody. Talk about your film so you're your best advocate for it.